Hey, what's everybody? The V Club here, the Villain Club. It's what it's all about. Anything and everything. Alright, off the cuff. Alright. And, what do I mean off the cuff? I mean, like, it's unscripted, unscrupulous, on everything, unadulterated. I'm just saying that, we talk about anything and everything. Nothing's off the table. I think it's free to have a discussion of any kind. And it's okay if you agree to disagree, or you don't agree, or you do agree with me. That's what it's all about. It's just having a discussion, an open forum on things. And so with that, let's get to it. All right. Let's go over here. All right. So we all know about what happened with Joe Rogan and having sit down podcast. If you want to call it, I'd say it was more like a conversation. It's not even really kind of like an interview at all. It's more like a conversation with Trump. And Kamala turns down the opportunity, saying that she has a busy schedule, only to show up on Shannon Sharp's Shay Shay podcast, whatever it's called. Former football player, NFL football player, tight end for the Denver Broncos and Ravens. Let me see. Did they show that here? I don't know if they show like a picture of that here, a visual. I guess not. There's no visual of that, but yeah. Um, Talk about a fail right there, right? Fail in strategy on that. But we'll talk about this in a moment. What I wanted to talk about was what happened over here. The big talk over the last past day is how a conservative commentator on CNN got fired, got banned, however you want to call it. All right, they say fired, they say banned, it doesn't matter. And then you had the CNN host here um, try to make an excuse that, oh no, he's not banned, he walked out, he's okay to come back, all that stuff to cover her ass and for CNN's ass, or for banning someone of making a comment. Yeah. We'll listen to what the comment was. All right. While they were having a heated discussion debate here. Every one of these sort of shows, typically when they do like a round table of sorts, like even Fox News has the same thing. They'll have, a couple of Democratic or conservative, not conservative, but more like liberal or not really progressive, more like a liberal Democratic representation, sharing their thoughts and opinion on something, right? Fox News does the same thing. CNN does the same thing with Scott Jennings. They have this guy here, but they also have Scott Jennings as well on CNN, which is he's a very good Republican representation on CNN, because he makes sense, right? If you listen to what Scott Jennings says, he always makes sense of all the stupidity on CNN, right? Um, so with that, let's take a look at what happened here with Ryan Gerdusky, all right, because it got pretty heated. And it's funny because CNN and all these other progressive, liberal, democratic, left, however you want to call it, stations, uh, whether it's CNN, MSNBC, NBC, CBS, ABC, whatever, right? They all do the same thing. They keep putting out this sort of rhetoric, all this bullshit about Trump is Hitler, oh, they're doing a Nazi rally. You could say shit like that, right? Because, when you think about it, it is pretty insulting to, call them that. And then when you look at what happened, right? Because it's pretty deep what Hitler did, right? He killed, he had internment camps, where he killed lots of Jewish people during that time in World War II. Um, Trying to eradicate Jewish people. I don't know why. I just don't. really don't know why that he wanted to do that, but I guess he wanted to kind of pave the way for the perfect, what do you call it, humans of being blonde hair, blue eyes, and all. Even though Hitler really wasn't that. I don't think he was, but yeah, it's just weird. But anyhow, to call Donald Trump that, right? Did he go out there and kill a ton of people and do all this sort of mass eradication of people? No, he has never done that. Nazi rallies, come on. Do you really see... You've seen all the different rallies, town halls, all these different venues that he does. Does it look like a Nazi rally? Right? If you see black people there, Asians, Indians, that sort of stuff. Do you think that's a Nazi rally? I mean, come on, really now? But they're going to keep saying it and saying it and saying it, right? How about this, though? So let's see what happens in this heated discussion. I'm going to use on-demand news I'm going to use on-demand news because I think it plays out the full context of it.
No, by me. I never called you an anti-Semite. Okay. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying
I'm a supporter of the Palestinians, so I'm used to it.
Yeah, I hope your beeper doesn't go off. The thing is that...
He said he's in support of the Palestinians. Then after that, he responded with, well, I hope your beeper doesn't go off. Because if you don't recall... There was a situation earlier this year where you would think you were safe around the Palestinians, and all of a sudden, they're trying to work with saving Palestinians, and all of a sudden there was a mass of explosions everywhere, right? Because they had cell phones that were like mini explosives, right? And a series of them went off, killing a lot of people, right? And so that's what the reference to in that. So let's see here.
Did you just say I should die?
You should not.
No,
did you just say I should be killed?
No, I did not say that. No, I did not say that.
Hold on.
Did your guest just say I should be killed on live TV?
I said I hope you don't.
Let me just stop.
You said you hope my beeper doesn't go off.
Yeah, so he said, I hope your beeper doesn't go off. He never said nothing like, you should be killed. That's never been said out of his mouth at all.
I'm that right now.
Of the Palestinians.
Hamas?
Guys, let me
stop.
Palestinians.
Are you?
I hope your beaver doesn't go off. Yeah, see, pager explosion in Lebanon that targeted Hezbollah members.
It's absolutely wild to see. And in Texas, stuff is really, really crazy. We're right there by a wide open border. Where are my proud Latinos at tonight? You guys see what I mean? It's wide open. There's so many of them. It's absolutely incredible.
Forget the racism.
That's right.
It's I should
That's
die.
right.
I didn't say that. You
You
should
said,
die.
what does beeper mean? Don't give me your
I
fake
did not
ignorance.
say you should
Guys,
die.
Why did you say with my beeper
give me
go
a-
off?
What did you mean?
What did you mean by the beeper?
So what did you mean?
What did you mean by the beeper? No, you didn't. You said, I hope your beeper doesn't go off.
Yeah, Abby Phillip, modern debate, called out Gradisca. She's not even like a great moderator. She's terrible, right? Because she's so one-sided. That's the thing about her, that she sucks, all right? Terrible moderator, one-sided, right? Always siding with the Democratic left-leaning people on her panel. A lot of time, don't let conservatives speak what they're trying to speak for, right? And he did apologize on air. you can stay on CNN if you falsely call every Republican a Nazi and have taken money from Quater-funded media. Apparently, you can't go on CNN if you make a joke. I'm glad America gets to see what CNN stands for, right? Because, yeah, he got booted, and then Abby Phillip tries to cover up, say, oh, no, he walked out. He's welcome to be back. But no, they're not going to welcome him back. Funny how they say that, right? See, zero room for racism or bigotry at CNN, on or air, right? But yet they call Trump a Hitler and Nazi rallies and all that, right? Isn't that bigotry, if anything? Not necessarily racism. Well, I mean, you could borderline racism, right? But bigotry and all that. But Ryan Gerdesky will not be welcome back at our network. So CNN made it clear. Alright, so that's what happened there. So that's what the debate was. They got heated, said that, oh, I hope your payers doesn't go off, and then, but he never said nothing like, oh, I hope you die, or I hope you get killed, or something. He didn't utter those words at all. Alright, so make that clear. I don't know what he meant by that. I mean, was it poor choice of words to say in response to a heated debate? Yeah. But I don't see how there was any ill intent on that in itself, especially coming from people that are talking about Trump is Hitler and it's a Nazi rally and all that stuff, right? They're free to say all that, but yet when it comes to anything else that anybody says, it's all bad, right? Anything else that left say is good. So you're telling me that Obama says that and all the females of Michelle Obama and Kamala say that you're sexist if you don't vote for her. I mean, that's bigotry, sexism, and all that. If Obama insults black people because you don't vote for Kamala, that's but CNN's okay with that. But if you talk about it and try to talk down about that, because that's not really a great thing to do, and insult people because they're making a choice. But it's okay because it's Democrats, it's left people. They're okay to say that. But when you try to criticize that, oh no, you can't criticize that. It's so bad to criticize that, But that's the whole thing about it. It's so full of shit. The left people, they get hurt feelings, they get insulted easily, all this bullshit, soft on everything, soft on their feelings, soft on crime, soft on everything, and then you wonder why this country's falling apart. Because you can't do anything without hurting their feelings and hurting their egos and hurting this and hurting that. That's the problem we have with liberals, left, progressives, Democrats. They're all in the same boat, right? Except progressives are so extreme left, all right, which is like Kamala, all right. So that's what happened there. They fired or banned this guy from coming back. Will he be will he pop up anywhere? I don't know. I don't know if he's going to pop up somewhere else or not, but that's what happened there. Poor choice of words. Yeah, I mean, hope your beaver doesn't go off. I liked how they covered that. I didn't even see that clip originally. I just played it out. I like how On Demand News explained in context what the reference was to that. He says he supports Palestinians. I don't know how he misheard that, saying he supports Hamas. I don't know. I think what he was trying to get at is that it's hard to support Palestinians because Hamas is controlling Palestinians. And I think he was trying to get to that, but he never got around to that because it just escalated from there when he made that statement. Because we all know that Hamas controls Palestine, right? Palestinians, Gaza, all that stuff. And they're a terrorist organization. So when you have a terrorist organization that's running the people, it's really kind of hard to distinguish who exactly is Hamas is. And of course you have Hezbollah as well in the region. So you got two terrorist organizations that's out there to really just out there to try to kill Israel, right? Destroy, kill Israel. Israel is trying to defend themselves since they've been attacked over a year ago by Hamas, but they're being blocked in a sense. They're not getting supported by Americans, by USA, because the current government is playing both sides. And that's the problem with our stance, because you can't have it both ways. If you let Israel finish the job, we'll be done with this whole bullshit that we shouldn't even been going on this long. Israel could have just destroyed Hamas a long time ago, right? Let them do their job, do what they got to do, and then be done with it, right? We're wasting our time and money dealing with it, obviously, because they keep sending money over there like it's free money, and we need the money over here, even though they're funding it for other bullshit like illegals anyways. But it's just bullshit to keep sending money to Israel, because Israel can handle their own and handle business. It's just a small terrorist organization. But they got to stop playing feelings on both sides here is the problem with this sort of current administration. But when Donald Trump gets elected, then it'll be all cleaned up. Going back to this now. So going back to Kamala drops the ball by going into Joe Rogan's, or skipping out on that just to go on the Shay Shay show. So let's take a look at what that is, alright? We'll look at Kamala podcast on Shay Shay, right? Which is the Shannon Sharp podcast on Shay Shay, right? Shay. Let's just put that. So that's former football player Shannon Sharp. They did a 1 hour full episode there. From what I've been reading, what I've been hearing, there was a lot of thumbs down on this Club Shay Shay video. Lots of thumbs down. And it's just a pander fest, right? I think Shannon Sharp thought that having Kamala on will boost his profile, boost his viewership and profile as a semi-celebrity podcast interviewer. He used to be on, commentating on football shows and all that. I think on ESPN or one of them shows. I think it was ESPN. Fox, ESPN, one of them channels. And then I think he was let go, if something like that. So he's just kind of running his own podcast right now. I don't know if he's doing any other football shows, but anyhow, he lost my respect because a real man can't see through this bullshit. This is just a pandering, sort of interview, softball, pandering, all this stuff. It's just, I lost my respect for Shannon Sharp because he was kind of a manly man, and he's supporting Kamala and Tampon Tim. And think about it, Tampon Tim, all right, Tampon Tim. Why they call him Tampon Tim? Because he wants tampons in boys' bathrooms. which he's already kind of implemented in Minnesota. But think about that. What business is there to have tampon in boys' bathrooms? All right. Let's see. Transgender males that become females. Okay. I guess I don't know if they could go to female bathrooms, but if they go to male bathrooms, looking like a female, and they see a tampon, what are they gonna do? Like shove it up their ass? I mean, what's it there for? What's the purpose of that? I'm still trying to wrap my head around the purpose of tampons in boys' bathrooms, because we all know that there isn't like a whole, like if you look at transgender male to female, I would say it's a great majority of the population doing that versus female to male, right? Like, I think if anything, females would just be cross-dressers. They'll just be like a tomboy, right? Remember how they used to call them tomboys, right? Not transgender, if they want to dress like a boy or if they're a lesbian, they'll still go to the girls' bathroom. So they don't really go to the boys' bathroom regardless. So what's the purpose of having tampons in boys' bathrooms? It's to shove it up their ass, I guess. I mean, if they want to, it's like the beginning of dildo in your ass or something. I don't know. I mean, but that's going a little too far, right? The point of it is, she dropped the ball because she's trying to reach a male audience. Rogan has 30 times the audience, right? If this has 1.2 million views, how much did Rogan get for having Trump on? All right. He definitely has more subscribers. All right. Well, let's see what Shannon has here. I want to see how many subscribers he has.
This is the other side of Kirk.
All right, so he has 3 million subscribers, 3.6 million. All right, we'll look up Rogan. Because the whole point of this was he's trying to reach to a male audience. Let's look up Rogan's. Alright, I'm going to put Trump on Rogan. Alright. So Trump on Rogan. Where is Rogan's channel? I'm just looking straight up for Rogan's channel. It's Fox News. I just want to know, like, yeah, let's go full interview. Maybe there's a full interview here somewhere. Oh, okay, there it is. That's clips. So he has 18 million subscribers. Alright, the Joe Rogan Experience. Alright. 18 million subscribers versus Shay has 3.6. So that's 3 times more already. Where 3, 6, 5. No, I'm sorry, 6 times more than what Shannon has. All right. So how many views? Watched 39 million views. Tuned in for this on Trump. I don't think Kamala would have pulled in 39 million views. Nor I don't think she would have sat in for 3 hours. But I mean, 39 million views, that is crazy. Alright. She'd be lucky to pull that kind of audience. Let's see here. Where'd she get? 1.2 million views in one day. Not bad. Alright, 1.2 million views in one day. But 39 million views in 4 days. I wish I saw what the first day, how many views it was the first day. It would have been interesting to see. But anyhow, Joe Rogan has a larger audience and viewership. I mean, look at the viewership on that. Trying to reach out to a male audience, this would have been the place to go. So anyhow, let's look at this right here. Alright, see, so I want to know what Sky News says about what Kamala's demands were as to why it just didn't happen.
The world's biggest podcast host, Joe Rogan, has exposed a list of Kamala Harris's demands in order to appear on his show. Following the hugely successful podcast interview between Joe Rogan and Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump, which was viewed 38 million times and counting, there have been calls for Kamala Harris to sit down with Joe Rogan in the same long-form interview style. Nothing has been locked in, but Joe Rogan released a statement on X outlining communication between him and the Harris camp with a list of their requests for the interview. He said, "Also, for the record, the Harris campaign has not passed on doing the podcast. They offered a date for Tuesday, but I would have had to travel to her and they only wanted to do an hour. I strongly feel the best way to do it is in the studio in Austin. My sincere wish is to just have a nice conversation and get to know her as a human being. I really hope we can make it happen." This statement attracted a huge response from online commentators, with Charlie Kirk saying, "America deserves 3 hours with Kamala and Joe Rogan unscripted. Hope it happens and she stops trying to dictate the terms. You have a format, it works. She should stop trying to change it, just like America." And this commentator doubled down, saying, "In studio is the only way. Let the whole world see the real Kamala Harris. What are they scared of?" The request to change the normal Joe Rogan Experience podcast interview terms comes after Donald Trump slammed his opponent, saying she wouldn't be able to make it through a 3-hour-long conversation.
One of the things I like about doing a show like this, can you imagine Kamala doing this show?
I could imagine her doing this show.
She'd be laying on the floor.
She was supposed to do it, and she might still do it, and I hope she does.
She's not going to do it.
I will talk to her like a human being. I will try to have a conversation with her. If she did this kind of an interview with you, I hope she does, because it would be a mess. She'd be laying on the floor comatose. You'd be saying, "Call in the medics." I think we'd have a fine conversation. I think I'd be able to talk to her. I wouldn't try to interview her. I'd just try to have a conversation with her and hopefully get to know her as a human being. That was my goal, having her on. Trying to get her to express herself just as a... I don't think these formats are good. I don't think that two people... First of all, I hate the idea of the presidential debates because I hate the idea of a time limitation on complex ideas. Also, you have to break...
I think you have to have the debates, though.
And whilst Kamala Harris's camp tries to negotiate terms with Rogan, Vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance has seized on the publicity opportunity and will appear on the #1 podcast. Outspoken entrepreneur Andrew Yang reacted to the news, saying, "Now that J.D. Vance is going on Joe Rogan, it's all the more important that Kamala Harris also does so." Kamala Harris's demands come after she has suffered through weeks of gaffe-ridden appearances, reveals Sky News host Kel Richards.
This is why she's such an appalling candidate. She's the worst candidate since Hillary Clinton, and we know what happened to her. So she's just she cannot very quickly off the top of her head think of a clever way or an appropriate way or a tactically good way to react. So she did this really stupid thing of go to the rally down the street. "You don't belong in my rally if you want to say Jesus." I mean, that's, as you say, America is a far more religious country than Australia.
It is.
The vast majority of them are Baptists. They don't want to hear a candidate saying that. She's done herself a lot of damage. And then the idea that you can repair it by going to church tells you that Kamala may be Christian on a Tuesday but not on a Wednesday. Or maybe she's Christian at 3 o'clock but not at 4 o'clock. And that's exactly the problem. She's this changeable, could be anything, chameleon, don't know what she believes.
How they say, come on, chameleon, right? Come on. Because that's what she is. Because she'll say one thing, do another all the time on different things. Just like how she flip-flops on all the different issues. She acts black with black accent in one place. She'll have different accents everywhere she goes. I mean, it's just how she is. You know, it's just terrible candidate. And remember, they coup Joe Biden and placed her in without running a primary. She never even got a single vote. So how can you support someone like her when she really has nothing to show for? Her body of work's terrible, dating back to the days of San Francisco. Talking about prosecuting transnational gangs and organizations and all that stuff. Okay, well, all this stuff that's happening now, why aren't you doing something about it now? Right? There's a lot of stuff that she's proposing and all that stuff, but she could be doing all that stuff right now, but she's not doing it. That's the part of it that I just don't understand. So something to really think about seriously. And then these listed demands, like she's always demanding all these different things, right? She came out, tried to demand all these things with Trump to do a debate with. And, Trump said, okay, I could work with you on that. And then she tried to change the terms to where it almost didn't happen. All right. And so when that proved to be a fail for Kamala, right, Trump said, yeah, I'm good. I'm done. I don't want to do no more debates. While, again, Kamala tries to push the demand for more debates. And it's like, come on. We're so close to the elections now. People are already early voting. There's no point in doing any more debates, right? And so, Kamala is just grasping, desperate, full of shit. And you guys got to really see all that's happening here. So, something to think about here for your upcoming election, just days away. Think about that. We got, 6-7 days away? You'll be here before you know it, all right? Unless you already early voted. But, man, November 5th is almost here. Anyhow, that's my thought on all this. Thanks. Comment down below. Subscribe to the bell icon. And I always got new content on the daily. And I'll see you next one.